Former CEO at Novell, Jack Messman, said, online learning is rapidly becoming one of the most cost efficient ways to educate the world rapidly expanding workforce. Welcome viewers to this exclusive edition at Sip and Talk with Vikram. We have our guest today, Dr. Vikas Dongre. He is the head of department in Government Polytechnic, Washim, Maharashtra. He is a tech-savvy person, he is an innovative teacher, and is a research scholar as well. Dr. Vikas Dongre, welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram.
Thank you, Vikram sir. Thank you so much. Thanks for inviting me for your show.
Dr. Dongre, please introduce yourself, your vibrant personality for sake of our viewers.
Thank you for your introduction. As my journey goes, it was a very common journey since my childhood. As any Indian person, I was brought and studied in a common man's way. And the whole focus was on education. I was a sincere student in my childhood, and any other person, I used to have some all the way up sports and all. But by the time we go to 10th and on, then we become careeristic. And then I got opportunity to get admission to engineering college. And then the journey was totally different. I was connected with the professionals in the society. And then I completed my graduation. And as a part of my profession, I excelled in my teaching field. This teaching field was basically my passion, as my ancestors, my grandfather and my father were also teachers. And apart from that, my grandfather was a writer. He used to write bhajans. And my uncle, he was also a PhD in Marathi literature. He also written many books, and he was an award-winning writer. So writing were in my blood. So, and then I was electronic engineer. So I used to teach the students. So I was in touch with the advancements in the technology also. So I used to have this hands-on the cameras, and then I was fantasized with the technology. And then being electronic engineer, you know, this whole generation is now the techno generation. Everybody is using the technology. So being the man from electronics, it is my duty to be in touch with the technology. So I inculcate the habit of teaching with the technology. So that's how it all happened. And then my book was also in the technology area. So that is
so Dr. Dongre, you are talking about some, transition of generations.
Yes.
There was a generation transition between you and your parents, and there is a transition of generation between you and your children. So how do you find difference in these two generations of generation gap?
Yes, surely everybody is finding the generation gap. And when I was young, I used to say that our young generation is different than the older generation. We used to blame the old generation that time also. But then as the time passed away, we became father. And now we are on the verge of becoming the grandfathers. So we have seen so many generations. So the generation gap was there. And it is increasing day by day. And then as the technology entered in the society, that gap also elongated. But then every generation has got its own ways of life. As we know, when I was young, I used to teach my father how to use that VCR and how to change the channels in the TV. But then when now I am at 51, my son teaches me how to use social media and how to use that DVR and how to use the CCTV cameras and social media. So the things are changed. So now my son is now teaching me.
So was it easier for your father to accept those technological changes, or is it easier for you to accept the modern day technological changes?
Yes, it is up to the experience. In our days, when we were young, the black and white TV was there and the color TV just entered in the market. So that time, just to know the technology and enjoy the technology was enough for our parents. They were the era of using the newspapers, no internet. Basically, it came when we were at the age of 25 or so. So we as a generation, we have seen all the changes. Computer came when I was studying. we had a computer in our laboratory, and our teacher used to just demonstrate us the computer. We were not even allowed to touch the computer. That was the time. And now I am talking, and on my table I have got two computers there, right? So the current generation is using the mobile phone. When the young person, the young chap starts walking, he gets father's handset is in his hand and he's playing the games. So the changes are too much, but every age has got its own beauties. So now we are also, say, generation maybe X, generation Y. Now it's generation Z basically. The generation which is in the age of say 6 to 25. They are the most fantastic generations who are getting the most benefit of the technology. Even
Yeah.
as electronic engineer, I am sometimes hesitate to use the mobile banking, but my son uses mobile banking very conveniently. He is basically insisting me that, see, mobile banking is very good, you should use that. So this is how the things are changing.
So digital revolution has taken place, no doubt, and like industrial revolution, and then other kinds of electronic revolution. Now it is the times of digital revolution, and things are evolving much faster than things evolved a couple of years ago, a few years ago, or a decade
Yes,
ago.
yes, yes, yes.
So, what is the pace of development? Is there a threat of people being left behind or left out? The way things are evolving every day. I mean, see, you said you are a bit hesitant in using internet banking, for example, and then there are even things evolving within that. Earlier, it used to be password driven. Now it is thumb impression driven, or maybe face recognition. So this kind of a fast development and involvement in the digital platform. What's your take on this?
Yes, the technology is changing at a very fast rate, no doubt about it. And now it is the say culmination of technology. It is developing from all the sides, not only in the electronics and the computer, but also in the mechanical, civil, even social sciences. So everywhere it is changing. So we cannot stop technology. Initially, we used to say that technology is not that much, but nowadays we can find the warmth of technology, the fire of technology within our house also. So technology will change, and so are the benefits, so are the threats. So we cannot be away with the technology. We have to find out the ways and means to keep ourselves a secure transaction and secure technology. But technology is now at our doorsteps. It is basically came inside our door. It has gone inside our body basically. So the things are now much more ahead. Robots are coming there, and the languages also. The technology is changing not only in the industry at home, but also in the arts. Robots are there to write literature. We can give some one word to say one sentence to the computer, and the artificial intelligence algorithms are designed in such a way that he can write a paragraph on that. Means you can write the book also. So days are not away when the poems would also be written by the robots. So they are
So, as you
changing
said,
day
the
by day.
technology has come inside our body as well.
Yes,
I
yes.
remember we used to watch some series when we were kids. It was called The Bionic Man, where a man was impregnated or implanted with some chip in his brain, and
Yes.
he was half man, half robot. So, how do you see that possibility coming live or coming true in the near future?
I cannot deny that. The days are not far away. Maybe around say 50 or by that. You know, Elon Musk is trying for a new type of technology, not only for this planet but for the other planets. So we have to keep our minds open. I have seen since last 100 years, the various scientists have predicted what can be done by technology and what cannot be done by technology. I remember Bill Gates. He once said that for say the world, maybe 100 computers would be enough. And now you know, in every small village there are 100 computers. Now the mobile phones have become the computers basically.
Yes,
Handset is a smart device. It is a computer basically. And not only computer, it has got many computers inside.
yes,
More than multi-core computers are there within the smartphone. So the things are unimaginable. So there is still scope for the fiction writers who can write the fictions of the next level. When I was say around maybe 23, I remember I watched a movie, Honey, I Shrink Your Kids. So in that case, that scientist has shrink that his kid and inserted into his vein, and then the things goes like how, where are they going and how to find them, and so the that minute details inside the veins and the arteries. So that was beautifully picturized. But now, the things are gone. The pacemakers are in the body and they are monitored from outside. So at least up to some extent, technology has gone inside. So there would be many things to come.
Absolutely. As Abraham Lincoln once said, that I don't think much of a man who is not wiser today than he was yesterday. So that thing has come down so true nowadays, and everybody has to involve at a faster pace than one can think of.
Yes,
So,
yes,
Dr. Dongre, recently there has been also a very paradigm shift in online teaching. So
yes.
many people are becoming digital coach. So many classrooms are held online, and work from home. So, what is the sudden shift in technology for people at large?
See, in the last few years, the technology have evolved immensely. From 1G to 2G, and 3G, 4G. Nowadays, we are entering the 5G, and the speed of internet has tremendously increased from KB to MB and GB. So, like today, we are talking face to face with the help of the technology. So it is a 4G evolution going on. So as we can talk together from a far distance, same thing can the application can be extended to education also. Now we are having one-to-one communication. We can have one-to-many communication. So this is how we used to do in the classes, just in the within the boundary of the wall. But now the technology is expanded, so teaching is also expanded. So the evolution generally goes like this. First, that goes into say some research, then it goes into military, then it comes to the business, and then it is adopted in the is also adopting the same technology. So, and there are many advantages of using the technology. We can record the videos, we can edit the videos, and the students can watch the videos at their own pace, at their own time, as and when they want. So initially, some poor students were there; they could not attend the classes in the day, so they were night schools. They used to attend the correspondence courses. But now that boy can work in the day and watch the videos in the night, and he can have the same education. So the things are changed, and we have to use the technology for the education also. I will tell you one example. Just before 3 days, there was one circular uh, issued by government of India, Educational Ministry. In the technology, there is a portal called Swayam portal. Swayam is an educational portal where IITs are all collaborating and they are making the videos, and number of courses are run there, exams are conducted, certificates are issued. So initially that used to be optional. The students and the teacher used to get some extra knowledge through that courses. But now they have given a choice that in every university for degree or diploma, some of the courses up to maximum 40% courses can be studied through that Swayam portal known as a MOOC course, massive open online course. So the student can log in there, they can register, they can view the video, they can attend the examination, they can be assessed, and the certificate would be issued. And that certificate would be also incorporated as a grade in the formal education. So this is also done. So now everything is formal. So the day is not there when every teacher will need to make the videos and make the courses. Nowadays, these digital techniques are used by some professionals, like Udemy is there, Teachable is there, Coursera is there. So now, if you connect a survey, you will find that there are more online courses than the offline courses. And our student is tech savvy. He is the next generation or Z generation student who is born with the mobile phones. So he can understand the language of the mobile phones and the technology. So he is at its own pace. If he is motivated enough, he can attend such courses and learn many things within the short time. So these are the benefits of the online education, and it is coming. It is coming. Though there are some drawbacks in the country like India, some network issues are there, but then the technology is coming, and we can have some hybrid type of
And I'm
education
sure the
where,
network will also develop in due course of time.
yes, it will be. Now the Geo is coming, Airtel is coming, and fiber is coming to home. This technology, fiber to home, FTTH technology. So that gives tremendous bandwidth. So combination of this online and the classroom education can give a very nice a blend of education where the country like India can grow.
So, Dr. Dongre, you have written a book called Video Creation and Online Teaching, and let me show your book to the viewers. Here it is. And also, you are presently selling it on Amazon.
Yes.
So, here it is. And you've got certain 5-star ratings for your book by your readers. I'm
Yes. Yes.
sure people are benefiting and loving this book, and we'd like to know more about this book straight from you. What are the contents of this book? Whom is it meant for? Why should one read this book?
Yes, it was very well received by the audience. Even I got appreciation from my directorate of our education. So basically what happened, it was my hobby to make the videos. When that internet came and YouTube came, every time I used to think in a different way. That you see, everybody is using internet for browsing, for watching, for enjoying. Then there must be somebody who is creating the content. Unless good content is there, who is going to watch it? Now the technology is increasing, bandwidth is increasing, storage is increasing. So there should be good content on the website so that the students can watch. So, and students are interested in such videos. So let us teach the student with the technology, which is understood, which is liked by the students. So I used to make some videos even when I had no camera. Basically, I used to take the camera of my friend has got some smartphone. I used to do connect the practicals and I used to do the commentary and he used to record me. Sometimes I used to record plus commentary plus demonstration, everything I used to do. And I used to upload on the YouTube. And I found that people were enjoying it. So that continued. I made around 50 or so videos I uploaded on the YouTube. And then now this Zoom and Google Meet and Teachables and Coursera, YouTube. Now YouTube is very easy. Facebook is very easy. One day I was just enjoying my social media on the Facebook, and there was something button as go live. And just for a demonstration, I pressed button go live, and I was talking in my home dress, as in the evening. And suddenly, one of my friend called me and said, "Hey, Vikas, what are you doing there? You are live. Or do you know that you are live?" And then I was surprised that that single button was transmitting everything over the net, and people were watching it. So it is so simple to make the videos, make it as live on the YouTube, on the Facebook, on the Instagram. So nowadays the things are so simple that you have to hide yourself. Initially we used to do something and we used to struggle to get the success, but nowadays you are just away from a single touch and you are making a video. So it is so simple. Then I purchased some editing tools. I purchased some cameras. I purchased some stand, tripod and all, and purchased my tab also. I thought as a teacher, I should have got all the accessories that are needed for technology based learning. So I had everything. And then I got an opportunity from one of the very reputed engineering college in Nagpur, Visvesvaraya Institute of Technology, NIT college. They asked me, can we have this such session? So I said yes. I thought it was an opportunity, and I prepared a lecture, and then I delivered it. It was very much well received by the faculty. Some asked me to also go for such program again and again for different people. So then I conducted a webinar for around 400 persons throughout Maharashtra. It was also very well received. And then I thought, why not to write something about this so that the points would be written somewhere so that anybody can refer anytime. And again, there was Amazon also. So in mindset, back of my mind, I had that writer blood in my mind also, which was procrastinating from many years. So I thought it was opportunity. So I took it from that point. And I just continued and written a book in a very short span of time. So
So
this
your
book,
book contains all the process and the method of doing this online teaching. So anybody who's interested in getting into this field of work can first go through your book and get the basic understanding, right?
right, right. Yes, yes. Everything I have covered in a very crisp way. Some tips also covered, how to remove the fear, how to go about it, what are the various hardwares needed, the software needed, and how to edit it, how to distribute it, how to use YouTube and other Google tools for dissemination of these videos. So everything is covered, and a lot of other details are there. What are the various social medias available where we can show our presence? So everything is covered in a concise way, because I had already done for last many years, and I had already taught to many of my colleagues. So that all points were brought as a part of feedback of the colleagues. So everything is covered in that passion. Very to the point book. It is a small book that way, but it covers all the points that are actually needed for the teaching. Not only for teaching, basically nowadays, this video creation is a hobby. Basically, that should be taken as a hobby. Various TikTok videos, some students make the videos. So what happened? I conducted one competition for our students, a
Oh,
video creation for the students. I given them a topic about their college, about their environment, and about their. So I have given some topic to them. So you can have any topic and make a maximum 5 minutes video with your smartphone only. You do some small editing with the help of some freely available apps, and I was surprised. So there were around 150 entries, and we got very nice response, and the videos were very nice. The students were very, very creative that way. It was beyond my imagination. So students are very creative if they are given the opportunities. Then we analyze them, and I kept it on the Google form, and we awarded them. And there I found that even the teachers are not that way creative as students are creative, as far as
again,
video
that
creation is
generation
concerned.
gap is playing around.
Exactly. Yes, yes, yes. So teachers are that way, not very camera savvy. They are afraid of the camera,
Mm.
and students are not that way. They are using smartphones for making the videos. So, and they have no any type of hesitation what will happen if somebody watches and he's not feeling good. So teachers may have got that type of hesitation. So one or the other day you have to bring out your hesitation. If you take late, become late, then it will lose many things. So
So, Dr. Dongre, there was a time when people, there were so many people behind making a video.
yeah.
They would be, the front face, the anchor, and there would be a cameraman. There'll be a video editor, there'll be sound recorder, the
Yes,
lights,
yes,
and video recorder. I mean, so many people, a whole team used to be there, and now
yes,
it
yes,
all seems like a solo job. So,
yes.
what is this big game of stacking up all the technologies within one person, and that too at a very tender age? I mean, where the world is going?
Yes, yes, yes. It is because technology. Initially cameras used were not there. Editing tools were not there. So now we have the computer, we have the camera. Once you've got a smartphone, there are a number of YouTubers who are making their channel successful only with the help of a single smartphone. So smartphone has got everything. It has a camera, it has a microphone, it has the editing tool. The number of apps available on the fingerprint. There is a YouTube creator application. If you are YouTube, you can upload the video, you can edit the videos. So everything available. This smartphone has brought all the magic. So nowadays a single person can, if he has got some idea, some content in mind, so if he has got some script in mind, then he can produce, he can direct, he can act, he can edit, and he can distribute. So whatever things are needed for making a movie, they can be made by a single man. And that is why people are doing it. No expenses needed. Data is free, storage is free. So now the things are changed. That's why the creativity, people are already creative. People were creative in the old days also, but that time the resource base were not there. Nowadays resources are there, so people are using best use of it. So
So while
Smartphone
you
has
take a
given.
hot sip of coffee, Dr. Dongre, let me make an appeal to my viewers. Viewers, I hope you are enjoying this conversation as much as I do. Kindly type your key takeaways in the chat box below and do subscribe, do hit the bell icon to stay notified about my further videos on this channel. And with that, Dr. Dongre, coming back to you, the way you said that smartphone has revolutionized everything, and what many people used to do is being done by one person alone. And then looking at this trend, where do you think, where do you foresee the next level of technology is going to take us to?
Yes, in fact, nobody knows where technology will take us to. Let us reap the benefits of technology. Even there is a threat also, because as the videos are there, people are on the smartphone. So, people before going to sleep, they will watch videos or gaming or browsing internet. So you don't know when you are going from the information to hobby to addiction. So there is very thin line between the hobby and the addiction. Now parents are very much afraid about the smartphone. They feel that smartphone is used for education, but it depends upon the user whether it is used for the education, for getting the information, or for just spending time. Because the gaming industry is there, see coming, the advertisements are there, right? So the market, it is a market economy. So there are a number of companies who are trying to elude you, they try to attract you, and they want you to see something or something. So the things are changing nowadays. The TV is brought to internet now, the Netflix, right? So the user have to be very cautious to use the technology for his own sake. If a person is motivated, he can do a lot of things. Now, a lot of scientists, engineers, and the doctors and the big personalities, they are available to you to throw the knowledge on the fingertip. But it is the user who have to use this knowledge. If he is not using it, then nothing can stop him from ruin his life. So they are the dangers also. But if a person is dedicated, motivated, inspired, there are so many inspirational videos also. So many things are there which can be done by the students. So if you use the technology with sense, then it will benefit you. Otherwise, it is also going to make the harm. For you and me, I think technology is a boom. As we are growing and we have got this technology, we can use it in the best possible way. In the previous ages, in the old ages, there was a problem of loneliness. Old people were lonely because they have nothing to do. But now with this computer and with the smartphone and the net, so many things are there. They can spend time, they can have the groups, they can have the communities to which they can meet. The like-minded people can chat and they can do so many things. So it is a boom basically. So it is up to the user whether he is going to use it properly or not. I will request the society who is watching it that please use this technology in a conscious way, in a very informed way, so that you are benefited most. Because this digital world is the boom now. Digital marketing, it is opening the avenues for so many persons who otherwise could not do much. So use it for your benefits, use for your growth. That is what I would like to appeal the
So, viewers, that
audience.
is a word of caution from Dr. Dongre that don't get driven by the technology. You have to ride on the technology, be in control, take charge of that. Dr. Dongre, you mentioned that there is a lot of online marketing happening and digital marketing happening, wherein whatever you surf on the web, whatever you watch, and it is all being tracked somewhere, and you are
Yeah.
shown content similar to what you are looking for. Also, there is so many surveillance cameras where you have gone. Besides camera, your smartphone is being geo tracked. I get messages that I visited certain movie theater or I visited certain restaurant. Everything is getting compiled into some data. Who is using this data, why they are using this data, or what are the consequences on common person to be under constant surveillance?
Yes, you are watched by the technology. You cannot hide yourself. That is a cautious, and there is a big market for this data. Now the market is penetrating the person who can be the potential customer. Initially, in the days of the TV or the newspaper, they were broadcasted. They could not know who is watching basically. But now, once the technology knows that he is the person who is watching this, he is interested in this. This is his hobby, so he can purchase this. So properly, they penetrate the advertisement to that person. So the advertisement is now pinpointed. So at a very cheaper cost, they can use the data for marketing. Facebook, Google. So they are using such type of pinpointed marketing. That is how you are getting that type of videos which you are liking. Once you watch one type of video, similar videos you get. How? Because your history is stored. Once you are logging with the Google using Gmail, and unless you use Gmail, you cannot use YouTube, right? Once you have a smartphone and you have got the Gmail, then you are tracked. So that is how you cannot hide your secrecy unless you switch off your smartphone. So, but it is not possible also. So we have to be safe. We have to do the things. We have to keep in mind that somebody is watching me. People's moral gets different whenever they find that nobody is watching them, right? So now your moral should be such that somebody is watching me one time or the other. So we have to be cautious about that.
So while you leave from home, you can forget your hat, you can leave your trench coat behind, you can forget your walking stick, but you must carry your mobile phone in hand.
Yes,
That has
yes,
become
yes,
such a big compulsion in
yes,
a
yes,
very
very
funny
true.
way. And
Yes.
Dr. Dongre, besides all this that you are doing with technology and so much of digital world, there is probably a point where you need some rest in recreation too. So what are your hobbies other than these things?
Basically, hobbies keep on changing as you grow from childhood to the adult and to the maturity. So when I was young, that time we used to play cricket and hockey and kabaddi with the instrument that we used to get. In fact, we did not used to have proper bat, so we used to use the that old bat which was given to us freely by the senior team members, or that hockey ball which was given to us by some senior hockey members. Then as the things gone away, we came to the adulthood, and then we matured. So I was basically a sincere student. I used to find something with the knowledge. So our parents also guided us that you watch some good people's advice, some good music and all. So my hobby was basically, when we were young, we used to have the program from Doordarshan, and there used to have some classical music in the night, and some Shehnai Wadan, and that Tabla Wadan by Zakir Hussain, Allah Rakha Khan, and that used. So we were that way trained to watch some good music. So when I found time and whenever there were concerts, I used to go there. So I used to attend various musical concerts, some literary concerts, some celebrity concerts, talks. So my generally I used to attend some good persons coming to our city. I was from Nagpur. I am from Nagpur basically. So whenever somebody come to Nagpur and some good person, may it be a classical music, may it be a semi-classical, may it be a dance party or a musical night by Shreya Ghoshal or somebody. So I used to go there and I used to enjoy and dance. So dancing is also one of my hobbies. Basically, I even now I dance at home. I
Oh,
just
that's
start.
nice. That's nice. And dancing at home is such a new kind of meditation as well.
Yes, yes,
Do
yes.
you get those meditational benefits when you dance at home?
Yes, yes, because the rhythm, the mind, and the rhythm both are tuned. So you are in the meditation zone. So, and that is also good for physical fitness. So this is the time when we want to keep ourselves fit also. So these dance and the yoga and these are all go together. So I enjoy it. I have also tried to play harmonium and keyboard when I was say around 30s, but unfortunately that was not my take. I attended the coaching also, but I could not have that much hand on the harmonium and the keyboard. But anyway, and now again I attended some music classes for singing. So again I played, means I have sung some songs, but not as a professional singer. So, but I like some singing, and but nowadays, since last 5 6 years, as the technology came, I also become tech savvy, and I used to have good browsing and watching the videos and creating the videos. and now writing the books. So now they are again switching to a different journey. So my hobbies are again changing. So now my hobbies is basically reading some good things and watching some TED talks and noting down some good point from them, and say compiling them and adding my thoughts there and come out with certain books. So that is my current hobby.
So, see, the young generation is tech savvy, but
Yes.
then there is a generation of my kind of middle-aged people who are not so tech savvy. So, what's your advice for us to become tech savvy if we want to? I mean, how do we do it? Can you just show us the way?
No, no, you are tech savvy. The person who is a person who is conducting such Zoom meeting, he must be a tech savvy person, right? Making such
I'm
videos.
talking about people like us.
Ah,
So,
yes,
like,
yes, yes. See, once you have a smartphone, now you have got smart TVs and all. So people are coming out to be tech savvy, because we have to be, because these days we have got net banking is there, ATMs are there, your smartphone is there, gas booking. It is also becoming tech savvy. You have to make some WhatsApp, and you have to do net banking, and depositing also is through the bank. Even the offices, the banks are teaching us to become tech savvy. Otherwise, you cannot work, right? So, I will tell you one instance about my state, Maharashtra. Long back, before 15 years, our state started a course, MSc course, Maharashtra State Certificate Course in Information Technology. It was a course for 10th standard student, also for the government servants. So people used to do that. Even it is working successfully till now. The advantage of this, that Maharashtra become the tech savvy, or say tech friendly state. And nowadays, every application form, all the admission, all the MPSC examinations, all the caste certificates, everything is made via the computer, internet, and mobile phones. OTP, SMS, they are all used so oftenly. So people have to do that. So even though there is compulsion, sometimes you find some difficulties, but with that you also learn something, and you don't know how much you learn in doing that thing. So people are coming with that. But for the age of say up to 60, there's no harm in learning this, and people are learning, people are taking it positively, and they are doing it.
and I'm sure 60 is not a limiting factor. You can
Yes,
keep
yes.
learning whenever you want in life.
Yes, yes, technology is changed. So the even I think the age of retirement, age of getting old is also changing. There is a shift everywhere. So same as the shift in the retirement is also. People up to 75 can also use this WhatsApp and all. People are using it and they are enjoying it basically. People are taking it in a positive way. There are person who can teach them. Our grandson can teach us. Our son can teach us, and we can find so many people nearby who can teach us the things, and they are so interesting. The things are very interesting. The technology of the handset is so interesting that it is added to technology. Just press a button, the symbols are there, you don't need to read. India is not an English reading country by way that way basically. But an illiterate person can also make the phone call. He can make WhatsApp. He can have the photographs. He can type by voice. There's a voice communication there. You can talk, right? So people are learning. Even in the villages also, I see the technology is reaching in the villages also. There is a far reach. Penetration of technology is much bigger than what we expect. So people are using it and they will use it. And that is, I think, one of the way by which India can grow faster. India can grow faster with this technology.
Thank you, Dr. Dongre. Viewers, I'm sure you have enjoyed this conversation with Dr. Dongre. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the bell icon to stay notified. Do type in your comments and takeaways in the chat boxes below. Thank you very much, Dr. Dongre, for being on this show
Thank you so
and
much.
wish you
Last
good
week.
luck for all your future endeavors.
Thank you so much. Thank you
Namaste.
so much. Namaste. Namaste.